Standardized testing is a method that has been used for many, many years now. But if we go way back to the beginnings of education, tests and everything to measure students' abilities and their knowledge was made only through oral exams. You could only make it talking with your student until there was one man in 1845 who decided that he wanted to measure ability. And in order to do so, he wanted to change the method of how things were being evaluated. And he decided he was going to do a standardized testing. It is defined it is defined as a method in which all of the questions are made in the same way and they are standardized, as the name states, in order for everyone to keep the same answers to the test. But there has been many controversial opinions. Some people think that it was classifying social classes because people with money had the ability to take extra preparation courses in order to pass them. There have been many, many opinions throughout the years, and that's why today we're here in order to make this debate on whether standardized testing should be abolished or not. Good morning, and this is the theme. Everyone inside of this debate has experience inside of the sector of education, and they're going to introduce themselves.
My name is Diego Alfredo Silva Flores. I am a professor here in Tecnológico Monterrey. I've been teaching for more than 30 years, and I study economics here. And I will defending the point of view that the standard test should stay as a measure of knowledge.
My name is Manuel Solis. I studied to become a teacher and I have been doing this job for 5 years now.
My name is Juanisa Matar and I am an ex-alumni here of Tecnológico de Monterrey. I have studied here my whole life and I have passed through a lot of standard tests that were very difficult and very unusual steps in my way. And I think this should be abolished in all levels.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Padron. I am an ex-student from Tecnológico Monterrey. I have worked as a teacher and director from several schools, and I have the posture that a standardized test should be abolished.
Okay, thank you everyone. So today I will be moderating this debate and I will be asking the questions in order to decide on a specific point of view. So I'm going to start by asking a general question. What is your general opinion on standardized testing? I want to know deep down what are your real thoughts about it?
Standardized testing has been and is one of the main sources to evaluate the knowledge of students for more than 100 years, as my moderator said. And I think that they should not be abolished because they give us a baseline to evaluate all in equal considerations, and it's not a biased test like the other team can propose another test.
Adding some information to what he just said, it's something that gives us certain background or this baseline where people can start. It is helpful to know the level of education or the knowledge the students have, no matter if they have this, for example, private or public education, having a classroom with less or more students. It gives us a base to know without taking in matter the opportunities they have.
Okay.
For me, since the beginning of competitive academic universities and really hard organizations where you can enter, standardized testing has been a really harmful and very negative way to judge the students and to test them in all their knowledge, since only one exam represents the whole person, and I think there are a lot of extra factors and external factors that affect in this test and in the result that they get on this test. I think it's a really harsh and really unfair way to judge every student and to englobe their capacities in only one exam.
Yes, replying to what my teammate just said, from my experience, students have been really affected due to standardized tests. There are several studies that ensure the standardized test creates a negative impact on students and affect their way, their grades and their abilities. So standard tests for me are not a good option for students to improve and express their abilities.
Okay, so now for the next question, I just heard a little bit from you, but I want to know from everyone. Do you guys think whether a standardized testing actually proves the student's knowledge? And no matter what your opinion is, why do you think so?
I think it shows how they know things because they in the exam they put all that they know in class and it also shows if they put attention in class. It makes all the students have an equally test, like all have the same information, so you all can do the exam and have a 100, you do it well and you study and you put attention in class.
Well, I'm also in favor with what my partner said. For example, as he said, all students have the same information, have the same classes, so they have this opportunity to get 100. And take into account these, for example, these exact sciences as are chemistry, physics, math, where, as their name say they are exact, so it wouldn't matter at all, like being these standardized tests, if the answer is always gonna be the same.
You guys have anything to say?
Yes, for me this is very important to talk about because not all students have the same classes as you guys said. Not all students have the same opportunities to learn these sciences and these topics, and also not all students have the same qualities and same qualifications in all subjects. Maybe a student can be better in creative skills and can be better in another type of communication than numbers, and just one exam about anything cannot judge the level and the capacities and the abilities that one person has.
Can I respond to this point? I think that, as he said, it doesn't measure all, but it gives a baseline. So teachers can provide provide help to them, because in the real world, where we all go to work, obviously we don't have all the same abilities and capacitation from the work. So will we manage that stress that comes with an exam, a final exam? We manage that through school, and we in daily life when we are working. I think that it really shows the stress how we manage in school. It translates to them.
Okay, excellent.
I would like to respond. I believe that I have seen the standardized test creates a very narrow way of learning. It creates students to study for the exam and study for actually learning and taking this information to put it into their real life. And there should be other tests that help them take this information that they have learned and implement it in different ways instead of testing a standard for everyone, because everyone has different ways of learning and expressing their knowledge.
Okay, excellent. Now I want to ask you based on what you just said. Do you think there are external factors inside of a student's mind that can be affected directly by a standardized testing? What do you think of the effects?
I think that there are also external factors that affect the student, but as a person, you have to manage that and to focus in balancing professional with your priorities. If your priorities are school and studying and learning new things, I think that you should put your attention into that. But also, you have other difficulties. You can ask help to teachers. Like a lot of students have asked me help, and I help them in ways I can. And I think that's my opinion on that.
The problem with with these external factors that affect students in these standardized tests is that it is a very important exam and you usually only have one opportunity. So for example, if you that day had bad sleep, this will affect very badly your result in this exam. For another example, if you are having stress or you couldn't prepare with the same knowledge as another student had because he could afford external classes or something like that, these external factors affect a lot, and it is not a standard way of judging the students since every student is not in the same situation. And as well, the exam is really long and it requires a lot of concentration, as my partner said. But as well, they are not supposed to be people are not supposed to be placed in these stressful and very hard situations just to judge them how they perform in real life.
Okay. And so, if that's your opinion, do you think there are any alternatives to standardized testing?
Yes. Okay. So there are many ways students can be tested. For example, if a teacher gives the liberty of a student to create a portfolio or a project or something, they have the ability to use their imagination, and they reduce stress, they reduce the anxiety they have, and they use their knowledge to create this project and actually express themselves and show what they actually learned from, instead of like staying in a standardized form that limits themselves to show what they actually learned.
Can I respond to that? I think that, as she said, it is also, I believe that the standard test don't need to be the 100% of the grade. It's only a percentage, and it also be combined with activities, portfolios, challenges, like here in Tecnológico Monterrey. But I think that they should not be abolished. They should complement classes.
Okay, excellent. So, as a matter of conclusion, thanks to all of the opinions we had inside of this debate, we can conclude on the fact that standardized testing is effective, but for some people, and it's also not effective for some others. So the most effective solution to do would be to have a balance between standardized testing and regular types of tests, but not to abolish them completely, because it can evaluate a student and the school and the education system in general. So that's gonna be it for